Hello my fellow Zelix, Yapsterdam and MMA here. Today's very special video about promotion nobody except anime MMA cares about, Rising Fighting Federation. Or in more detail, the prediction of the Rising 53 Nazema vs Gustavo card. I'm not going to analyze absolutely every fight in this card, because I'll be honest, I don't care about fighters with almost empty records or negative ones. Most of them came from a very recent D promotion. This is for a second a promotion where one of the most popular videos is a women fight, like other third-party promotions. So I think it's obvious that the level of these fighters is only suitable for being victims of former UFC fighters in the mainstream Kazakh promotions, or more precisely in IFC. And this says a lot about the current state of MMA scene in the countries of the post-Soviet Union. Okay, I won't hesitate. I'll sort out like 3 fights, the most interesting ones. So yeah, the first fight I wanna predict is Koyomi Matsushima versus Ryan Cafaro, who recently gave interview to Aniki MMA. Who is Matsushima? He has a decent record. Had fight in the Immortal Punk race from 2016-2018. Had 5 fights in 1FC. His last lose was to Harshar Daoudbek. He's my countryman. Daoudbek is generally good. He has on a good run. Had an all contest against Yuta Kubo and on a 4-fight win streak in Rizin. So there's no shame to losing to him. His last win was against some guy named Ruoki. He's a no-name, actually. The fight was also in the custom rules, so I don't know. And Ryan Cafaro, except being the coach for a lot of MMA fighters like Marwan Moraes, or I don't know, working with Paul Felder, this guy has a lot of experience. He debuted in Bellator, which is he loses. But right now, Cafaro is on 3-fight win streak on the CFFC. And also, he has a pretty good upset win against Anthony Delim. And Anthony Delim, why did I say Anthony? Anthony Delim is a great fighter. He was undefeated coming to this fight. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Ryan Cafaro by. Let me think. I'm gonna pick Ryan Cafaro by KO or TKO in the first round. I just think he's better on the feet, has better battle IQ, and his resume is far better than Matsushima one. So yeah. The next fight I'm interested in is co-main event. If I'm not wrong, it's like kickboxing or yeah, it seems like it's kickboxing, right? Ren Hiramoto versus Koji Tanaka. Okay. Hiramoto has a bad record on MMA, 4 fights and 3 losses, but all of them in Rizin FC. His last fight was against infamous Mikuro Asakura, which he won against in the first round KO. It's very impressive. His last lose was to Yutaka Saito, who is a decent fighter actually in Rizin FC. And the Hiramoto has a large kickboxing background, some fights in the Bellator, have a K1. If I'm not wrong, okay? He was the finalist of K1 tournament. Fuck. Outside of Mikuro Sakura win, I don't think he has some impressive feats. But considering he just knocked out Sakura in that fashion, he's a very dangerous striker. His opponent, Koji Tanaka, he's 1-1 in MMA. Of course, it's obvious that he has a kickboxing background, he's a kickboxer. Fun fact, he lost to Takanori Gomi back in 2020, who was 40 years old and hadn't won a fight in a long time, but it's a custom rules, so maybe this was some kind of MMA fight, and maybe Takanori Gomi was better in the grappling, even though he was a watch-it guy. But okay, it was past. The more important, his last 3 fights was against Buaka, that was a draw. He has a draw against Buaka, it's impressive, but the draw was because of the time limit. and both of his was kickboxing fights against Hideo Tokoro and Sina Karimian was also, not also, it was a fucking no contest because of the time limit. He didn't get a win since 2023, and his last lose was against Ryusei Ashizawa, who was 0-1. Yeah. But he's a great kickboxer, it's obvious. He has a great stand-up. He's flashy, kind of flashy. But I think, considering how good Ren Hiramoto looked in his last fight, he's gonna take this one. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Ren Hiramoto by either decision or TKO in the late rounds. So, main event, Ilkhom Nazimov versus Luis Gustavo. Ilkhom Nazimov had a great run, he's a Rizin, he's 13-3, his last loss was against my countryman Rustem Khudaybergenov, and Rustem Khudaybergenov has a quite bad record, 9-7, but it was in the 2023, and he knocked it out Ilkhom Nazimov in 8 seconds. Maybe this was a fluke knockout, but 8 seconds, holy shit. After that he lost to some guy with a 3-0 record, Abdullah, who the fuck is that? Abdullah Khojayev. I'm sorry, Abdullah Khojayev right now has an 8-1 record, so he's a great fighter, but it's not important. The important thing is that Rustem Khudaybergenov had a fight against Daniil Donchenko, 5 rounds to decision, and he lost that one fight. And Daniil Donchenko is right now in the UFC and has been against Rodriguez Isinando and Alex Morona, and about to fight Andreas Gustafsson in the UFC Baku. And this guy is the last guy to beat Ilkhom Nazimov, and he beat him in 8 seconds. In his last fight, Ilkhom Nazimov knocked out Roberto de Souza in 13 seconds. Kinda fluky, I think, but it's impressive. In the rematch, I think Roberto de Souza take this one by decision, but still, knocking out the best, maybe the best fighter, one of the best fighters in the ONE FC. What the fuck? Not ONE FC, Rizin. One of the best fighters in the Rizin in 13 seconds, and winning the belt is really good look. And his opponent, Luis Gustavo, with the nickname Killer. 15-4 record, 7 wins in the Rizin, 4 losses, and right now he's just in a 1 fight win streak against Taisei Sakuraba, who is 2-1 in the MMA and didn't have even a professional kickboxing background. And in his loss, he just lost in 2024 to Roberto de Souza by ground and pound in 20 seconds. And also lost to Mikura Sakura, Patricky Pitbull, Shunto Namura. He has great grappling, I always say, but it's not enough. Let's be real. Ilkhom Nazimov gonna win this fight by knockout in the first round. I swear. There is no intrigue, anything. He's gonna beat the shit out of Luis Gustavo. I promise. This is quite the thing why I hate most of the Rizin FC, well, not FC, FF main events, is because most of them are just fucking mismatches. There are some Caucasian, Kazakh, or just a guy from the post-Soviet Union gonna fight with some prospect, gonna fight against some Japanese retired star, or just a Brazilian mid fighter who like on a 1 fight streak and getting a title shot and gonna beat the shit out of him. Like the rest in the last event, there was a fight, the main event, and it was Rashabali Shaidulaev, against Mikura Sakura. Shaidulaev to beat the shit out of him, and then they book it. Rashad Ali Shaidulaev against Yuta Kuba, the most pointless rematch in MMA, in the modern MMA. And I picked Yuta Kuba. I knew he gonna lose, but I just did it for fun because it was obvious that Shaidulaev gonna beat his ass, and he did it. My god, I really don't like the Rizin FC matchmaking. Most of the fights are predictable. They're little to no underdog upset wins. So that's basically it. I picked Ilhom Nazimov by knockout, Ren Hiramoto by decision or knockout, and Ryan Kafaro by knockout or decision. That's it. They're like the fighters like Jack Wilkins and Goki Nakagawa. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know. I don't care about them. Who the fuck is Kenshin Kotaba? So, who the fuck is that? He's a kickboxer for K1, but nothing something. He's not that impressive, maybe for the kickboxing community, but yeah, in the MMA fight, debut. These guys are just no names, most of them. They're even fighter with negative records or almost negative ones. I like Rizin design team. I just like how the show is working, the rules, some great fights, but matchmaking is sometimes are just abysmal mismatches, man. Okay, that was it. That was my predictions. I don't think that someone besides like Aniki MMA or some hardcore or say of the niche fans gonna actually watch Rizin 53. Not because the Rizin sucks promotion, but because this one card is kind of bland. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm genuinely gonna watch it. Maybe I'm going to do very often prediction for the Rizin cards like UFC, because Rizin don't have enough media YouTubers to talk about this promotion. So I think Rizin needs more recognition. It has a lot of great fights, some stars, yeah, but as I said before, sometimes matchmaking is just abysmal. Okay, that was it. See ya later. Goodbye.